Hello, my name is Marcus G. Miller and I'm a saxophonist interested in mathematics. I'm working to understand how both are related to the transcendent. When the Berlin Wall fell on November 9th, 1989, I was 3 years old, which means I was probably reading picture books, watching cartoons, and playing with toys. I wanted to become a member of a superhero team like the X-Men. Although I haven't defeated any major supervillains, I do have lots of friends with cool abilities and skills that might help the world in some way. So in a way, it kind of came true. My research seeks to break the wall to the transcendent. My project addresses the loss of the transcendent in society, and I investigate how mathematics and music are avenues to reinvigorate it. My solution is to reconsider the source and aims of mathematical and musical creativity to reinvite the numinous back into our social and educational experience. The essential new finding of my research is that there is a subjective, experiential connection between the creative processes of mathematics and music, and that these can be non-dogmatic avenues into beautiful, transcendent, and perhaps spiritual experiences. Society is now oriented to teasing out the mechanisms for how things work, so as to better predict or control outcomes. But we are not so good at investigating why. We used to find answers to these questions through religious ritual and dogma, but traditional religions are no longer morally trustworthy or intellectually satisfying to a great deal of modern society. Still, there is a deep hunger for the transcendent, the beautiful, and the spiritual. I hope that my inquiry will provide new access points for this kind of nourishment, and that in being so nourished, we find the internal collective strength to solve the problems we face as a species. So many. How do we characterize or create a taxonomy of transcendent experiences? What is the relationship, if any, to theologies from various cultures? How does this idea fare with the neurological and biological theories of the creative process, of aesthetic beauty, and of transcendent experience? What are the scaling effects from an individual to a community to a society? What keeps me awake at night? Changes in ideology are deep but slow moving, and experiences with the transcendent are often hard to pin down in comparison with advances in material science. I wonder if this idea can scale, and if it does, I wonder if there is enough time for it to take hold before we hit major political, economic, and ecological upheaval. My community of scientists, musicians, and mathematicians are excited at what further inquiry will yield for themselves, their own investigations, and their pedagogy. My friends are inspired by the connection of different fields in novel ways.